Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, dear friends. Once again, you are welcome to another exciting episode. And today, we are blessed with the presence of another new face, another new voice. Of course, why are we here? He has also lived a life, and why not? He is still living a life though, but he's had some experience behind him, and he is happy to share in connection to on passive the great opportunity that we have to present to you all. And why not? Let's tap into it, get inspired, get blessed, get encouraged, because there are times you go through stuff and you think that, oh, am I the only one in the world? And by the time someone shares their story, you say, oh, I can resonate with that, and so on. And if he's moving on, why not me? And why not on passive itself? We find it on this platform. We believe that on passive is the greatest empowerment tool that we have ever seen. The reason for which I am Konfor hosting a talk show called Empowerment Talks. So while I usher in our special guest of honor for today, I would like you to appreciate him, to cheer him up by way of subscribing, by way of putting thumbs up, by way of sharing and inviting your friends, your loved ones, your neighbors, because everyone who is supposed to be a founding member of Unpassive can only be there if you get them to come and listen to this. And so, with all the honor and respect and thanks, I present to you none else but Mr. Michael Ako. Michael, you are welcome to Empowerment Talks.
Thank you very much, Sister Comfort.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate that you had to squeeze from your tight schedule to accept this invitation to be here today to bless people. So it's really an honor. Thank you once again for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You too.
so yeah, thank you. So what part of the world are you calling from? I always like to let people say it by themselves. Where exactly, so I don't make a mistake.
I'm calling from New York, to
You're
be
calling from,
precise.
all
New
right,
York.
from New York. Okay, so how is it there today? I know your day is still younger than mine.
Yeah, it's exactly 2:11 p.m. and
Okay.
quite cloudy and chilly weather. Quiet
Oh,
environment.
that sounds like
So
Birmingham, where I am. All right,
we've been
good.
having rain for the past 2 days, so it's not at a dry. It's a bit moisture.
All right, okay.
It's
Well,
fine. Yeah.
back home they call rain showers of blessing, and
Uh-huh.
so you've been blessed for the past 2 days. So welcome once
Definitely.
again.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
right. Okay, that said, we are gradually moving into business now. I understand that originally, even though you live in the US, originally you hail from a country called Ghana, right?
Yes.
Yes, and there's one thing particular about your country. I've just found out that in that country they speak about 50 different indigenous languages. I just want to know, how many of these languages do you understand and speak?
Oh God. Okay. Ghana has before it was 10 regions, but Lent it has been changed to 12 or so. I happen to have parents who are from different regions. My mom, they're all late anyway. My late
Oh,
mom is a
bless you.
Krobo. She's a Krobo from the eastern region. And my late dad also is from Accra, Greater
Okay.
Accra. But for him, one of his parents is from Accra, and the mom is from my mother's side. So I'm
Oh,
like 75% Krobo and 25% Ga. So that is, but in our culture, you hear from your daddy's side. So I would say I'm a Ga because his dad is also from Ga, but his
mm-hmm.
mom is from my mother's place.
Wow.
So, and I was born in a different place and I school in a different place. So
All right.
wherever, and God is so amazing that I was a kid where I was born with. I didn't stay there for long, but I was
Right.
able to speak the language. And I picked the language from Accra, and I picked the language from where I schooled, and I picked the language from my mother's side because we stay with our mom and they speak their language with us. So
All
I
right.
can speak Gan, Krobo, Fanti, and Tree, and Adan almost here. So When I see
Wow.
you, like if you are there, I can speak the pure dialect with you. A Krobo, when I meet a Krobo, I can speak. When I meet a Fanti, I can speak a Fanti. I meet an Ashanti, I can speak an Ashanti. So they like in
Wow.
school, they say, ask for you, where are you from? Because
I know. Well, from what you're saying, I'm just proud of your parents, especially your daddy, because he was trying everything possible to really make you Ghanaian. You know, you are so Ghanaian because you come from the north, from south, west, east, and so on, and you speak these languages. And you know, so that's something big, and it's such a blessing that you can speak so many languages. So if maybe I should give you an opportunity now to say hello in a few of these languages, just say it because a lot of people are going to watch this video. Maybe some are already
oh
watching us
God.
now live. Just say hi in as many Ghanaian languages as you can in just within 30 seconds. Just say hey, hi, hi,
Okay.
hi.
It's not like they say hello, but they say titen. In Ghana, they say titen.
All
And
right.
in Tree, they say etiseng. In the crop, they say kajilake.
You don't need to say because the people will understand what you are saying. Don't say
Okay.
tell us which of the languages. Just say it freely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, titen, etiseng, kajilake. Uh, uh, yeah, that is
All
almost,
right. All
yeah.
right. Okay, that was a good exercise. At least I learned one. Kejuleke. I cannot forget that one.
That's a
So,
crumble.
sorry,
That's
that's
a crumble.
Krobo, and that's
Yeah.
where your mom comes from.
Yeah.
You see, I'm a good listener, so I got it. So, so when you said one last one, when you said you picked this language and picked that, it's just like you acquire it just naturally, or did you actually learn them in school in a formal situation?
Naturally.
Okay, that's good.
Nobody taught me. I just grew up with it.
All right.
Like the
Okay.
Fanti. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can speak pure Fanti, and they would think
So
I'm a Fanti, but
you just
I never
acquired it.
wrote
All
in
right.
there. Yeah.
Okay. That was really a good one. So thank you for letting us know, and thank you for addressing our people in the language that we in back in Africa we understand or we believe that when you speak to someone in their language, you speak directly to their heart. So you actually spoke to someone's heart, and they will just smile, say, "Oh, look at that!" So it's interesting. Thank you. So apart from that, let's now gradually delve into business. Why are we here today? Because of this
Mhm.
business, this unique business opportunity about a company called Unpassive. How did you come across this business? Who introduced you to it, and why did you join? Why are you moving on? I know your passion. I know what we do. Apart from here, I know what we do every weekend. So tell us more.
Well, on passive, uh, I would say I thank God for who brought me here. I'm really grateful. My sister, I would say I call her my senior. She's from Cameroon. Her
Oh.
name is Janet Ishanji, and she's like my senior sister. So I was like I was already in a network group somewhere. I wouldn't like to mention name, and I once invited her, but it wasn't comfortable. So she got to know I'm right into this thing. So she sent me the Unpassive, but I didn't. I logged into it and I couldn't find anything. So I didn't do anything. I just looked at it and I said, Auntie Janet is not really into this. So what is she sending me? So later on, she called my wife. She's very close with my wife, very close, the more than siblings. She said, "Have you guys registered the thing I sent to you?" My wife said, "Oh, let me ask my husband." So when I came, my wife asked me, "Did you register what Auntie Jane?" Because she said, "You have to because they'll be closing very soon." I'm like, "Really?" So I asked Auntie Jane from the past online business I had experience. The guys will be billing you every month, and you have to be looking for people. If you don't, you're not gonna make no money. And I'm not really into that because I'm a shy person, trust me. And I don't like public saying, I try to hide myself unless it matters. So I asked her to do these two things. Are they going to bill me every month, or do I have to look for people before I can make money? She said, no, 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 no. This is it's better than what you told me. Once you register, that's it. You don't need to buy. Just register because there's a time for that, and there's no age limit. I'm like, really? So right there, I trust her so much. So like I keep saying, if she tells me to jump, I will jump.
Mm-hmm.
So I quickly went into it, and I'm like, I'm not wasting time. I registered myself, my wife, and my 3 kids, and right from there, we started getting the website and everything. I'm like, wow, this is really so. I went further to Ghana, and I told some 1 or 2 people who really knew what online business and networking, and so they jump into it. And thank God, so far I have like 20 people who are it's still going on. So that is how I got to know on passive through my wonderful sister Janet
Wow.
Ishanji. Yeah, she's a
Mm-hmm.
Cameroonian, and
You,
so
you
it's
know,
like,
you know, you know what is happening here is a kind of a coincidence. This name you are calling, I can assure you, that is a sister from my tribe.
oh, so
Janji is my tribe name. I don't
oh,
know
I
how,
see.
but from the name, I know. I said, okay. And maybe that's why we're friends, because you're a friend to my sister,
That
So,
is it. You
yeah.
see, it's connected.
Yeah, yeah, the dots are actually connecting. You're right.
You can get
Yeah,
it.
so I'm just proud of you hearing all of this, and you really picked it up. So you questioned him because you remind me of when I was joining, the questions you asked her are the questions that the person who did the presentation to me equally asked, and that was how I said, okay, because I don't do network marketing. I don't run after people just because I want to make money, and that's it. So
Hmm.
thank you for sharing your experience, and you have been on top of the ball and so on. So what hopes do you think that on passive is? What hopes do you really have on passive? Let's just work on this.
Hopes is how would I say, uh hope is something that you've seen, but normally faith is something that
All
you
right.
hope for. So if you are saying hope, it's like if let's say if Bill Gates calls you to his office,
Right.
that come and see me in my office, I want to see you.
Right.
You know it, so you have hope. You've seen you know the person that is dealing with you, so you have hope in it. So I have seen from the CEO himself, uh, who he is and what he stands for. Even if things don't go the way we want, Ash alone has given me what my heart is looking for. The way he talks and what he stands for
Mm-hmm.
proves that, listen, there's hope for on passive. And it's not just a humanity hope,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a spiritual force behind on passive, because it's taking the heart of everybody. And there's a saying that the voice of the people is the voice of God.
Wow.
You can see the power of not just technological wise, but I would say there is a special, you can't define it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everybody's spirit is behind it. So you can challenge it spirit wise and physical wise. That is a hope I have with Compassive.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is very very powerful. I've never thought like that. I've never felt like this, because that is why I can only say this is an empowerment platform, because when you speak like this, you are just like, you fire me up and you get me, and I'm like, all right, this is how some people think, and this is really big. So I really thank you for that. So thanks. So apart from that, there are a lot of things. When people come here, there are times I turn them into students. Back in secondary school, say define this, define that. So you can't come
Yeah.
here and go back without defining a word, because there's a lot of vocabulary out there on passive. Some people
Yeah.
just get like, oh my god, I don't know what that is all about, so I'm going away. So when they say on passive is a paradigm shift, what are they talking about? What is that?
Uh, I love to break it because I love to put myself in the shoes of my uncle in a village
Yeah.
and my auntie in a village. That is where I come from. So no matter where I get to,
Sure.
I always
Right.
think of them, that the average person, that is the, let's say, We all know the normal way of traveling from here to Africa is aeroplane.
Yeah.
That has been the normal way that we all know. No matter what, whoever you are, you will take plane. Now, should you can take ship, but that is not a normal thing.
Right.
So should somebody come to replace aeroplane with the same travel in air, but this time it's not aeroplane anymore, but a different method, which is better than aeroplane and comfortable and faster and anything you can think of, that will be the word you're talking about.
Wow. All right.
So I'm trying to get to the average person that
I
is
know. And
that.
you got deep down because I'm just giggling because I was trying to make you my student, but then you actually tend to become a teacher because that's not how I'm going to
No,
explain it.
I'm still
So
learning from you. I learned it from you. So strategy is like changing the method of doing things, the normal way that everybody knows, and not changing it to make it a bit lower,
Hmm?
but changing it to benefit and to override or surpass the previous one,
Hmm?
that everybody would love to join it. That is what I would say on passive strategy is. It's a change with comfort and convenience, and I can give the other synonyms, but you can think of it. So that
Yeah.
is what on passive is in a layman's definition.
That was just like wow. You are just like wow. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy, it's just everything about it is just good. Everything you're doing is good. And you end up by saying they change it to comfort, and
Mhm.
comfort is sitting like, yeah, so
I can see you right there.
yeah. So yeah, so somebody is actually trying to join us, but sorry, we can't.
They've been
So
attracted, right? They want to. They've been attracted, right? That's good.
right. So, thank you so much for that wonderful interpretation of on passive being a paradigm shift. I think that your mama and my mama, your grandmama and grandpapa down the village like mine, they have definitely understood and they know exactly what that is all about and what we are
Yeah.
talking about. Thanks to your
Uh-huh.
explanation, I appreciate that. So, apart from that, there's these other things that we believe people who both our leadership, everybody who understands what on passive is all about, we know and we tell people that
Mhm.
on passive you are going to have a time and financial freedom. How is this going to happen? What is it all about? Time and financial freedom that you attain from on passive.
So, all right. So you can see we're talking about two things over here: financial and freedom.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk of finance, we all know it's about money, and freedom is the I would say
Freedom that you
the you are being liberated. You are free. You don't care about the you don't worry about it anymore. It's
mm-hmm.
not your, because we are all not free, because we got bills, we got stuff to pay, and if you try to mess up a bit, you'll be caught up in a corner that you don't like to.
Mm-hmm.
In America, here they say being homeless is one step away,
Right.
because that means nobody's financially free, because you are working, but your work has not guaranteed you. A simple one is what happened with COVID, that people lost their jobs and things went down. You can
Right.
see that we are not, there's a limit to that. You can be working, but the job can close, or something can happen and they can, like, you know what, that ends your
Mm-hmm.
financial source. And even if you are working, you can come to a point whereby maybe your expenses will override your income. So
Right.
you are working, but you are not financially free. You are thinking the next bill, the next bill. So it's not about working that gives you freedom, but it's the income that flows in against your expenditure that gives you the freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And we can all tell that nobody's free with salary. Nobody is free with salary. And there's a
Right.
principle behind that. Let me go off a bit. Now, if they give you salary, salary is just to cool you down. Because if they give you every money you want in your salary, you not come back to work again.
Right.
That is why they will give you something piece, so that a little bit, so that it will force you to come back. That is salary. So
Right.
nobody is going to be free as far as salary is concerned.
Right.
If you are free with your salary, that means it's not salary. They are giving you your lifetime, because no salary is okay. Because the essence of it is to give you a little bit, so that next week you come back again.
You
If I
come
give you
again.
all, you not come back again. Who come and work?
Right.
So, so that
All
is
right.
so financial freedom back in on passive. This we're going to earn a residual income forever.
Right.
Whether I sleep or wake up, the money is coming. Whether I travel or I don't travel, the money is coming. And if I die, it's still coming. So this is a freedom that is has no limit. It's
Mm-hmm.
eternal. Yeah, that is what Unpassive is
Wow.
giving us.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you. You have just mentioned, you have just said something that I would like to have a question, a follow-up question on. You say even if I die, the money will still flow. Can you explain a bit more about that? Because on passive is the way it is, people have a lot of questions. The moment you say if you die, the money will still follow, you would like to explain, because
Mhm.
we're here to let someone understand exactly what is going on so that they can join us.
Okay. As a founder, you have your account. When you join, you have your account,
Mm-hmm.
and this account will never be deleted or will never be taken off the system as far as the system keeps flowing.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing is that the product that we have, even 5 years ahead, the product that's on passive is producing, and these are products that are not for only individual. There are some used for individual. I feel like the oatmeal, even
Mm-hmm.
companies can use it. Like something like old stuff, old domain, old tracking, and all these stuffs. These are things that big corporate bodies will be using. And as far as they are using it, the more they use, the more we earn. And until the world comes to an end, corporate bodies will be forming and be forming and be forming, and passive will go bigger and bigger and bigger, because what we are seeing, the passive we are seeing now, trust
Mm-hmm.
me, in 20 years to come, the passive that they will be seeing is different from this. So as time goes on, the power of passive will keep increasing. So the usage will keep going on and going on. And trust me, all of us, within 100 years time, none of us will be here, whether we like it or not.
Right. Sure.
So, but still, on passive will go on, corporate bodies will go on, and our account will be transferred onto our children, our children, our children. Even those that would not even know us would
Wow.
enjoy this particular thing that we are creating. So, if you see this way, you cherish and value on passive.
Wow. Wow, this is so interesting. This is so reassuring. What can you do? What else can you do apart from ensuring a future, not only for your children, but for your generations to come? And that's something we've never seen before until On Passive just came, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for making it really, really down to earth. I think there was every reason for you to come here today, because you are just breaking it down for the understanding of everybody who needs to be here. I really appreciate that. So this takes us to the next one, right? Oh bless. I'm talking about oh bless. Oh bless is the most loved and the most cherished, adorable thing that has ever happened to on passive, to over 600,000 on passive founding members. What
Yeah.
does oh bless mean to you as an individual?
Okay. The word "oh bless" already defines itself. There's something I was saying with passive. Most of us has this common spiritual, I wouldn't say Christianity, but link with God. And God, Bible says, or there's faith, it says there's much more blessing in giving than receiving.
Right.
So the moment you hear about blessing, it has a link with giving. God was blessed before because he gave first. That was why he's so blessed up there,
Mhm.
because he
Amen.
gave his son. So he has been blessed first before anybody. So all bless is something that has to link with giving.
Mm-hmm.
And coincidentally, almost all of us in on passive, right from Ash, has that spirit of giving.
Mm-hmm.
So it's indirectly affecting everybody. Whether it's like you taking a tablet, whether you believe in a tablet or not, it's going to work in your system. So you come into a passive, there is a spiritual force behind it, and that is the blessings attached to by giving. So when you come to a passive, that thing will have influence on you because all of us want to give from our
Right.
heart, not just
Mm-hmm.
like physical or to show off. But naturally, everybody that comes, I don't know of the other people, but with the African connection, everybody has a genuine heart of giving. And that is what on passive as its main cause, as to help the needy, like bringing people from different angles, different generations, different ethnic groups coming together, putting
Mm-hmm.
their resources together, in addition to the corporate funds, to be of help to the needy. So
Mm-hmm.
that is, we are all happy because we have that spirit. It's like a magnet and a metal. They click together. So it's been attractive because we all want to. That is what we are all yelling for. And
Mm-hmm.
that is the idea of the company, the main idea or the backbone of the company. So it's like there's a click between we, the founders, and the company. Because this company is not like for itself to, we are going to make money. Yes, it's a fact. But the essence of making the money, the number one priority is to help humanity, to bridge a gap between the poor and the rich, or to give hope and future to the people that don't see any light coming. So
Right.
with this, we all love it because that is what we all want, especially we, the Africans, because we all know where we're coming from and our background. So we've been coming here. It's something that we've been doing all the time. All of us send money to our family. All of us link and try to help people. So with them passive, this is like something that we were looking for in the sky to come, and it has come. So we all love
Wow.
because that is what all of us have been waiting for. Everybody, one way or the other, is helping somebody back home in Ghana or Africa or your country. But the means is not there enough. Everybody wants to do more.
Right.
So on passive with that vision, it's like putting gas in fire. And it's going to burn more because this is what everybody wants.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why we all love it, because it's something that we've been doing it already.
Wow.
But on passive is going to make it mega and bigger and comfortable. But sometimes we even send our rent to people back home because of their situation. But
Mm-hmm.
now on passive will give you more that you can even send without thinking, or you can send more and you know, surprise people. You know, it's so as it's heartwarming when you give somebody money and they feel so happy and they are so glad they call you, and you know, you feel like you've
Yeah.
achieved something. Yeah, so that is why we love the Obless.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been a blessing listening to you present all blessed in a very blessed manner. I just appreciate that so much. Thank you. So that said, once again, you just said something that connects to what I was going to ask you. You said we are Africans, we know our background, we know where we come from, and things like that. You and I, we talk a lot at the background, and I would just want to steal from some of our discussions to ask a question to link directly to you.
Yeah,
You have been in a difficult situation before, and you
yeah.
know how it feels being needy. So, what do you have in mind? Do you have any plans of reaching out to the needy because you know exactly how it feels, being in a needy situation? Oh, hello. You're freezing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, dear friends, if you are watching us live, this is Empowerment Talks, and my name is Comfort Konfor. So now I have, okay, my brother Michael, we are talking about on passive. He was just explaining what a blessing one of our products, Oh Bless, is. And before he froze, and now he is back. Mike, can you hear me, please?
Yeah, I can hear you. You were
All
frozen.
right.
I was moving.
Yeah. So I want to repeat the question again. Given
Yeah,
that you got frozen, the last thing was you said, uh, we are African, we know where we come from, we know our backgrounds, and so on. And I was saying that I'm just going to steal from the chit chat you and I have been having about ourselves at the background to ask a
yeah,
question relating to your life experience.
yeah,
You have been in a difficult situation before, and you have been in need, and you know exactly how it feels being in that kind of a situation. So
yeah.
what do you think about the need? Do you have any plans like reaching out to needy people because you know how it feels and you know how it equally feels when you are being blessed by someone?
Thank you very much. This is the lovely question I'm going to answer, and I thank you for bringing this, at least so that everybody will hear from the lowest to the highest person as far as unpassive is concerned.
Right.
Well, my naturally with me, when I see people suffering on the street, I ask myself, will this person continue like this forever? I put myself in that person's shoe.
Mm.
Somebody who's homeless in a cold, they're walking and they don't have food, no clothing. I'm asked, God, this person was conceived 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
Give birth, and when they were happy with this child, and look at this person in a matured age going through this, and would their soul be suffering like this until they depart? So I'm always grieving when I see people on the street,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm a human. I have a limit. I can't. I change. I most of the time I change like dollar or coins, and I give it to as many people. But I'm like, I have a limit. I can't go more beyond,
Mm-hmm.
and that is me. Naturally, that is me. Even
Yeah.
so, and my kid, I serve my family. So because of that, I even serve my children like my I serve them like, African mentality. Oh, I'm the dad, you
Oh,
stay
yeah,
here.
yeah.
But I tell it the other way around. I serve my kids. I
Mm-hmm.
serve them like,
Yeah,
I
sure.
say, I say, I know why
You
I'm doing
honor
this.
them, yeah.
I know why I'm doing this. I serve
Yes.
them like they are my bosses. Yeah. My wife, I serve
Wow.
everybody in my family.
That's
I'm
so
saying
lovely.
it. Yes.
Thank you. That's lovely.
So I sat down and I look at Ghana, where I come from. I see this we call, when you go to the market, you can't you buy stuff that you can't carry. There are these girls, they
Mhm.
call them hire you,
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're
and
talking about.
they,
Yeah.
they help you. And that thing is like you carry as small as you can before you make some small amount of money.
No.
And mostly it's girls who don't have parents,
Mm,
a place to sleep, and nobody cares about them. It doesn't
mm,
matter the age, ranging from in Africa, there's nothing like child abuse or something.
mm,
Some 8 years, 9 years to
mm.
whatever age, nobody cares. They go and even hire the thing they use. They have to pay something, they have to pay tax at the market. And when they
Yeah.
close, whatever they get is what they're going to feed on. No place to sleep.
Mm.
Even these guys tend to rape them. Some get impregnated and they have to hustle through the pregnancy, carrying all this load. When I go to the market, I can't look at these things. So I purpose in my heart. And in Ghana, we have the north and the south. Most of these girls are from the north because the north is neglected.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is in the south. And the south is congested, but still. So once they finish school or they don't finish school or not, they migrate to the south because that's what nowhere they were from. Where they will sleep is a problem. They have no family. They
Mm.
start their life. All they know is that nothing else come to the south to do this job. That is
So
their main job.
kind of urban exodus.
Yes, that is
Yeah,
the job they are being qualified with.
yeah.
But people are smart. I keep telling Ghanaians, listen, when a Northerner is smart, nobody can challenge them. And I'm saying it live on Facebook. When a
Mm.
Northerner is educated and they are smart, you can't challenge them. But these people are being deprived. So all they know is as for the Northerners, this is the job is, and they are strong, very
Mm.
strong people. So I linked with a girl, somebody in the North who is a journalist. And I'm like, why is it so? Can't we have something to occupy the North of change? So listen,
Mm-hmm.
we just need a canal, like farming. We need like a drainage all year round to like develop the north. We have
Mm.
Shebata over there.
I
Uh, uh,
know.
we have distance, and we can change this environment to block the flow of these girls or boys
Mhm.
coming down to the south where they have been abused.
Mm.
So that is my
Mm.
number one priority. I'm
Mhm.
going to like
Oh dear.
mobilize as many. I'm laying the but if they can be watching me live,
Yeah,
there
I
are
know.
people in the north who I have connected with, and I told them, listen, I am
Yeah.
praying for Unpassive
Yeah.
to launch and for all of us. I even registered them that when things go well, in my
Thank you.
capacity with God, I will
Mhm.
mobilize everybody I can. Let's go to the north, create a job, and block this flow. Let these women who are working hard and their kids don't even have the future because you can see it's dry. If Dubai was being turned around to be today, we can change the north that people will have hope. So that is
Wow.
my plan so far, as far as Unpassive and helping people is concerned. With the Northern Ghana, and maybe other Northern countries, we can team up with the
Mm.
Africans, link to
Sure.
the corporate, get to Ash, or if possible, that we need to bless these people,
Of
change our
course. Oh,
continent.
bless. I think that apart from our what we get from residual income, oh bless will make this happen. You just touched me because I'm just trying to put myself together because when one thing, right, let's share. When
Yeah,
I joined on passive, I was joining, it was an adventure. I was just
yeah,
like, okay, if it works, then I'll have an opportunity to work from home. But I discovered why I joined on passive went in, and it's because of this thing we're talking about,
yeah,
humanitarian purpose, right?
yeah,
And yeah, what you said, it's that is just it, right? And I happen to know because I am, so I live here. I've been living in Europe for about 15 years now, but my spirit unfortunately is home because that is home for me, like home
yeah.
Africa. I have an idea. I know Hamamat. I don't know if you know Hamamat, this lady in Ghana. She's a top model. So she used to do, she does shea butter and so on. So she's
Mm-hmm.
painted some pictures. She's gone to the north, and I know exactly what you are talking. It's very rich. They've got shea butter and things and all those things. And then going through this, and then we now finally on passive pops up
Yeah.
and gives us this opportunity to go and stop this. And then that shea butter is a treasure in the whole world. People
Oh
are
yeah.
like, but then the people who grow and produce shea butter live in those conditions. I thank you that you think about them. Thank you for your plans. And believe me, we are going to partner. Every single Unpassive member will definitely partner with you. They'll drop just $1.
Yeah.
We are 600,000 of us. We don't need more, just $1 each.
Yeah.
And we'll make it happen in the north of Ghana, just like we will make it happen any other way. That is
Thank you.
Ash's dream, and we'll take it home. Thank you so much for sharing this. It's not for nothing. So I'm just happy you really moved me, but that is
Sorry
just
for that.
it. When it comes to humanitarian things, I always get emotional because, as you're talking, I'm just like, oh, but thank you so much for sharing. It's important. You just sent it out to our people, our
Yeah.
Unpassive family. Something has to be done. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
So yeah, so you also say, yes, you said one thing. The moment you learned about Unpassive, you got everybody signed up, your wife, your children, and everything. Why do you think that it's important for your children to actually own a position as founding members of Unpassive?
Yeah. I'm trying to let my kids know what life is about. I always show them Africa, where I came from,
Sure.
and I tell them what I went through. And I keep telling them it's a privilege for them to be born in the US. It doesn't mean everything is good rosary, but they have a advantage as far as some of their siblings or relatives are concerned back home. So it's a plus for them. And I want them to continue something that I have started. I know they have that kind of passion, but they have been born here, and there's a probability of them swaying. So I try to keep them in that lane, even taking them to Africa. Thank God they are so African minded now,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to. They have advantage because I know I'm passive at this age. They are 9, 12, and 6,
Mm-hmm.
so they have more advantage. By the time they get to my age, 45, they just imagine being on passive for 15 years. I am just 6 months or 1 year. So, but then they'll be richer than me.
Right,
and
sure, sure.
not just to be richer and bluff or show off, but do more than what I have started. Because I know one day I will leave them. I keep telling them, listen, one day I'll be gone. They start
Right.
crying. Whether you cry or not, I'm telling the faith, the true fact. I'm not
Yeah.
going to do it. So definitely one day I'll be down there. But don't forget that this African
Yeah, yeah.
told you these things that don't, when you get there, don't forget where you're coming from. We get to a place and we forget where we're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I always, so I even keep my clothes, the old clothes. I don't want to send them away. I have my 2000 and, is it 2004, 2001 clothes I bought in Ghana.
Right now.
There was, there's a shop in Ghana, a place they say buy it low, wear it high.
Right.
You buy at a cheaper
Okay.
price. But when you polish and shine it, you go out there, people think, oh, so those days, one or two, I keep them. I say, listen, this, I bought it this very year at this price, and it's still in. So it kills me, it
Right.
reminds me, listen, where you coming from.
Yeah,
And I
there's no
try to
place
keep
like
my
home.
own, yeah, I keep my old friends. I'm that type that I never forget the people I started with. The saying
No.
that the people you meet when you are going up are the same people you meet when you are
On your
coming
way
down.
down.
So
Right.
I never, and my late dad told me, make new friends, but don't forget the old ones. One may be a gold and the other a silver. So I always don't try to link my kids. The reason why I brought them in, to be rich and be comfortable, enjoy more than me, and also be a blessing to their
To others.
society and their people.
Wow.
That's right.
This is big. I just thank you. I thank you so much for sharing all this with us. And if anybody's watching us, be it now or later on, they can confirm with us. It is all about empowerment. Because
Yeah.
we hear this and you're like, oh, somebody's really planning this, or somebody's doing this, oh, and so on. And it really does help. It's such a blessing. And I can only say thank you. So while we are actually fast approaching the end of the show, but I still have at least one or two more questions. So, some people actually are reluctant. They have heard about on passive, they've got good information and everything, but they're still dragging their feet as whether to join or not because they have had bitter experience somewhere else, with all of the stuff that we have out there. So, what would you tell them as advice? Somebody's actually holding $97 now, but they're just like, no, I'm not putting it in there because I'm not sure. I failed already. I don't want to go again.
What I would tell them is that some are reluctant because of their previous experiences. I have had experience, but I keep saying, listen, in life, refusing to take risk is a risk.
All right.
We all take risks every day. And the number one risk is going to sleep. You take risk by sleeping. Whether you don't even know where you wake, we have God. Let's put that one aside.
Right.
But you go to bed and you don't know whether you come back or not. That is a risk. So in life, there is risk in everything. You go to work, I'm not saying, but people sit in their cars, they go and they don't come back. It's a
Right.
risk. We sit in cars, you travel aeroplanes, we hear plane crash and other things, but we still fly. We go into businesses, people going to be, they run lost. It's a risk. So in life, there is risk in everything. And the Bible says, all men shall fall, but the difference is those who will rise.
Amen. Wow.
So I will tell everybody that in life, there's risk at everything that you do. And secondly, especially in our part of the world, we always see dubious things. We always hear negative things. We don't see this kind of good things. So even sometimes when you are progressing or you are uh, 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 doing well in life, the first thing they will suspect is it Sakawa or he's doing how do we call it, ritual money? Because
Exactly.
that is a picture that it has been painted in our society.
Mm-hmm.
Even when a girl is too pretty, they say she's from the marine spirit.
I know all
So
of those things.
they want the girls to be ugly. Then, oh, it's a no. Like the way you are shining around and say, hey, I told you, you brought this woman from the marine. Look at how pretty it is. So in our part of the world, we see the negativity as okay.
Yeah.
Some
Oh, you blocked you. You right.
so if it's too good to be true as far as
Mm-hmm.
African is concerned. Who will take just $97 and tell me I will earn money forever? It's Azan. The Ghanaian man will say, my friend, it's Azan. It's fake.
Right.
So that is what is killing us. But I'm telling my people, listen, there's time for everything.
Oh, you keep muting yourself. Yeah.
I will tell my people that, listen, on passive is real and it's true. Whether it's too good to be true or not, it is real. So that is what I would say about on passive.
Wow. 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 This is just so wonderful and it's powerful. And we will make sure that each and every individual of the people from our community, because actually your message was so direct, you were addressing a particular people, and I
Yeah.
just hope that they hear you out. And whoever doesn't make a decision, it's all left to them. Like I always say, why we take time to do this is just because we want to get our people well informed so that they take an informed decision, a wise one, of course, to get themselves on board before the doors to the opportunity finally shut up. So we can only take the horses to the stream, but we can't force them to drink, right?
Yeah.
So I really do appreciate everything. So far, I don't know. I don't know whether anything you think that you still have any burning issue you want to send out to our people before we finally end the show, or you think you're okay. I'm leaving it open. You decide what you like to do with the
Yeah.
last 1 minute.
There is this thing that is I think we saw it in the other day that we're trying to come about. We couldn't come on. The question as to this digital that we are going, something is occultic, is ungodly. The devil has something behind it, or something.
Mm-hmm.
You make. I want to tell them. Bible says, silver and gold belongs to our God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to my Christians. I'm talking to
Ah,
my
yeah,
fellow Christians.
yeah.
Bible, silver and gold belongs to our God. And if we go to heaven, he has used the gold that we cherish on this earth as the street. So if the gold is the street, what about the buildings or where he lives or where the angels are? What kind
Mm-hmm.
of minerals will be seen over there? Our Father is rich. So therefore, we must explore his goodies. You can when they say when the chicken is plumpy or has fat, you can see it in the wings.
Right.
You understand me? If you tell me, oh, my dad is the president of the USA, and you are sitting in Okada, I will not believe you unless you are trying to camouflage.
Right.
Let's get that mentality that every good one belongs to these people. We belong to this kind of. Our mental has been slaved. So even this, we still don't believe it. Let's come out and
Mm-hmm.
explore. The God that we are serving is rich. So being rich is not devil. You can be rich and go to heaven. You can be poor and go to hell. Please, my African people, this is an opportunity, a lifetime opportunity. Let's take advantage. I know we've seen the negativity in Africa. All those scams and those fishy online stuff, they bring them to Africa and I mean scammers. But let me tell you, on passive is a unique and has come and it's once in the lifetime. Never will any company give you the opportunity to explore like this. $97 and be part like an investor. No, it will never happen. So
Mm-hmm.
please, it is not occultic, it's not ritual, it is real. Pray to your God to open your eyes and open your ears well. And Najima will say,
I know,
well.
well. Listen, well. Make you hear well.
Thank you. And
Right.
God bless you, Mr. Konfor.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mike. It's been really a sweet time being with you. So I think it was time well spent. I'm just trusting that you would have spoken to someone, but I would like to pick on something which you just said before somebody thinks that somebody misinterprets us out there. If Mike is saying that you $97 an investor, it's not like you are investing anything, you are not buying shares. On passive, when you sign up, you become a founding member and you get a commission when we launch. So
Right.
you are not a shareholder on passive. When you register, you are a founding member. And when they launch, what we get is commission. But then it's good enough for us to make it happen in northern Ghana, in South Sudan, and any other part of our own continent. We are not being discriminatory. We always say we use what we know as an example. But then this message is for every individual watching us here from any part of the world. So whoever is watching us live, whoever watches us after this, share this video with your families, your friends, and so on. And if anybody shares the video with you, go back to them. They are sharing it because they are ready to show you what you need to do in order to become a founding member of OnPassive. So go back to a brother, a friend who shares this with you. Ask more questions. How do I become a member? They will definitely help you. So remember to subscribe because many more wise people are coming after Michael. So do not miss out on any episode because you can only be empowered here. As we close now and say thank you all because we are all in it to win it. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Michael, and see you again really soon.
You're
Thanks.
welcome. Thank you
Thanks.
very much.
Bye.